My name is Ning Chen. You probably see email, text message, you got phone calls from me. I'm the director of admissions. I'm going to introduce my BFIT team. First is Jenny.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jenny Maslin. I'm sure I probably talked to you. I emailed you. And just like you, 2 years ago, I was behind the Zoom waiting to hear all the information Professor Wong had to give, because I also did the Opticianry program. So welcome. Oh, and I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions.
Thank you, Jenny. And next one is Professor Wong. Blair Wong is department chair. You will be working with him very closely to complete your program. Here we go.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for attending this open house session and learning more about the Opticianry program and answering any questions that you may have. So my name is Blair Wong. I am an optician and very excited for you because I was a student myself many, many years ago in 1978. I was a student of Opticianry, and I'm not sure about your background, but when I was a student, I was totally new to the field. I was always interested as a high school student of being involved in, I was fascinated by the eye health profession. And I just love the idea about learning more about opticians. Opticians, if you're not exactly sure what they do in the area of eye health, well, that's kind of the world of opticianry. The general public really doesn't understand what opticians do. So in the eye health profession, there are a lot of different professionals, beginning with the letter O. The ophthalmologist is the medical doctor of eye health. They perform surgery and treat eye diseases. The optometrist is the eye care professional who is directly specialized in conducting an eye exam. So if you ever had your eye exam, you look at the eye chart, that was conducted by a doctor of optometry. And opticians, which is what you're here for tonight and what you're going to be attending Ben Franklin for, we are the specialists in eye health that are, think of us as designers, architects of prescription eyewear and contact lenses. We are the eye health professional that spends the most time with the patient. All of our work with the patient is done in a well-lit setting rather than a dim room like an optometrist or an ophthalmologist. And we incorporate all of the different sciences into working with the patient. When I say that, that means physics in terms of how light travels through air and through a spectacle lens into the eye, and then focusing on the retina, a specific spot on the retina in the back of the eye for normal vision, which you probably heard the term 20/20 vision. Since we're dealing with the eye, our curriculum is all about anatomy of the eye. Many opticians can work in many different environments, including owning their own business or managing a corporate practice. So we have business courses in our curriculum. We work to optical precision of tenths of a millimeter and within fractions of units of power called diopters. So our devices that we design are optically precise. We also work with our hands. So there's a lot of hands-on work in manufacturing a pair of prescription glasses. So we have a manufacturing lab. Because you can work as an independent optician, or you'll be managing a staff, or your job may involve running the inventory of a frame board, customer service. We have an on-campus optical clinic, which services the eye care needs of the college community and the BFIT neighborhood. It is the eye health branch that not only works with this medical device, as glasses and contact lenses are described by law in Massachusetts, but this is a medical device more so than any other medical device that is worn in the body, worn on your body. It makes a fashion statement about your identity, who you are, the kind of image you want to project. It is a medical device that builds self-confidence. So our students have to be very fashion oriented. So there's a lot of material in our curriculum related to understanding face shapes and frame shapes, colors. And so it's a great curriculum that blends physics, anatomy, science, finance, sales forecasting, business management, leadership development, manufacturing, and then there are medical aspects as well when you're involved with contact lens fitting. So we work with these really cool instruments called biomicroscopes, where we examine the patient's eye very close up and all the structures of the eye and fit a contact lens onto the surface of the eye to enhance vision. It's a noble profession that you're entering with opticianry, and that ever since you woke up today, 80 to 85% of your interaction with the world today has been through your sight. And that's what opticians are trained to do, is to be that confidant, that expert for the patient, to guide them through the design of prescription glasses and contact lenses, being able to preserve, enhance, protect, and even in some cases restore patients' vision. And that's what our students are dedicated to. And that's why our curriculum is probably one of the most diverse curriculums of any of the programs at the college. So I'd like to welcome you all here today for this session, and congratulate you on your being accepted into our program, and really love to have you be part of the opticianry world here at Ben Franklin. So welcome. Before we get started in answering specific questions, can we go and find out who there's 4 of us here, Min? Find out. 5? Great.
Brittany is here.
Oh, great. If you wouldn't mind introducing yourself and just telling me what your name is and where you're from, and just a little bit about yourself. Okay. Jenny, do you want to call out the names so that they'll know who goes?
Yes. I'll start with Charbel. Hi, Charbel.
Hi. Yep, my name is Camille, and I work for Costco, and I live in Winchester, Massachusetts, and I want to become an optician. So that's pretty much it.
Welcome, Charbel.
And is it right to say that you're Haitian, Charbel?
I think so.
Because I am too.
Yeah.
Chabel, which Costco are you working at?
The one in Everett.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
welcome. Great to
Yeah,
have you
thank you.
here.
Thank you for
Have you
having
been
me.
there a while or are you new?
But I've been there for a while. Yeah, big while. Yep.
Oh, excellent. Well,
Yeah.
so glad that you're here.
Thank you
Welcome
for having
aboard.
me. Thank you.
Who's next, Jenny?
Brittany?
Hi, Brittany.
Hi, my name is Brittany. I am from Drake, Massachusetts. I currently work at Winchester Opticals. Found out a while ago that I really wanted to join Opticianry after I left my traditional four-year school, and I'm excited to get started this spring.
Excellent. And we've had at least one chat, Brittany, so it's great to hear your voice again. And welcome. So glad that you joined us.
Well, thank you.
Next is Joni.
Hi, my name is Johnny and I'm from West Bridgewater, Massachusetts. And I was hoping to pursue a career in optometry eventually.
Oh, terrific. And you decided to start with Opticianry?
Yeah.
Excellent. So Johnny, tell us a little bit about your background. How did you become interested in the eye health profession?
So my mom's friend has two different colored eyes. And like I got so interested in it. I wanted to like learn more about it. And that's how I wanted to like get more into like the eye and learn more about it.
I tell you, the eye is truly fascinating. That also was, as a high school student, one of the primary reasons that that I wanted to pursue something in eye health, and that's great. So, so glad that you're here.
Thank you.
Next is Camille.
Hi, Camille.
Hi, friends. Hi, I'm Camille. I currently work at Warby Parker, and I've been there since June. Before that, I have a lot of background in like retail management, and so I'm really interested in getting an optician license to pursue my career at Warby Parker as a licensed store leader.
Well, we love Warby Parker. They're such a great company, and they have a very strong presence here in the Boston area, and they're really great for opticians, especially licensed opticians in Massachusetts, and supporting the college. So I've really appreciated the relationship and the partnership that Warby Parker has with our college. So welcome.
Yeah.
So glad
Thank
you're
you.
here.
It's definitely, the program's been like highly recommended by a lot of my coworkers, so I'm really excited to get started.
Great. Thank you.
I must add to that, Camille, we're the only college in Massachusetts that offers the program. Last person we have is Xavier.
Xavier, hi.
Xavier, you can unmute yourself. Maybe he cannot talk. We can let him introduce himself when he's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So great to see you. As Jenny said, Ben Franklin is very special in that it is the only opticianry school in Massachusetts. But what also makes it special, it is the only opticianry program in the country that is partnered directly with its state association. So the Opticians Association of Massachusetts started this program. It was their mission in 2005 to create a curriculum. At that time, there were no schools in Massachusetts for opticianry. At one time, they had as many as 3. But the OAM wanted to do something that would be giving back to the profession. And we thought, what better way to do that than to create an opticianry school. So there was a committee that put together a curriculum for opticianry. We went around to different colleges in the Boston area. We wanted to be in Boston because we wanted to work with a diverse population. And what better place to have an opticianry program than a place that was willed by the inventor of the bifocal, Ben Franklin. So we've been here since 2006, and I'm very proud of the program. All that time, the State Association has been directly partnered with the college. What that means is that you have access as a student of Ben Franklin, you have access to the resources of the Opticians Association of Massachusetts. So over your academic career, we'll introduce you to all the different corporate partners. There's over 35 corporate partners to the State Association. Many of them are can provide and help you develop a professional network, help you to give you an overview of what it's like to be associated with the profession. You'll be invited to be guests at local and national meetings. And we're just really excited to have you aboard. If there's any of you who want to get to know the opticians in your own area, just let me know. They'd love to have you visit their workplaces. For those of you who don't currently have a job in the field, we'd be glad to pair you up and let you shadow some of our opticianry members in your city or town, so you can get an idea of what it's like to work as an optician. One of the things I love about the opticianry profession is it's not a matter if you make it through the program, it's not a matter of whether or not you will have a job. It's which type of work environment do you choose to work in. Costco is a kind of a department store model that has an optical service. So there's optical services or optical departments in Walmart, Target, BJ's, Macy's. Those are just some examples of department stores that have an optical department. Warby Parker is a optical chain or conglomeration. So anyone going to a Warby Parker is definitely going there for eye services, where someone going to Costco, they could go to Costco for lots of different reasons, and in addition to an optical need or service. Other examples of optical conglomerations like Warby Parker are Pearl Vision, Lens Grafters, Four Eyes, VisionWorks. These are all companies in which they are dedicated to optical services only. If you could choose to work in a hospital, so anything like Beth Israel, Mass Eye and Ear, Mass General, any of these hospitals have eye health departments with ophthalmology services, optometry services, and an optical dispensary, all working together in the vision services department. So if you like an environment that's more medical than a retail environment, you can choose to work in a retail environment. You could choose to work in an HMO setting like Harvard Vanguard. There's the Fallon Clinic. So there's that kind of setting. You could work in a high fashion optical boutique. So in the Prudential Center, we have high luxury eyewear. In C Optical, Oliver People, the current manager, is a BFIT graduate. Oakley at the Prudential Center is a luxury eyewear company. So that's high fashion luxury eyewear. And you can also choose to own your own business. So many of our graduates own their own business. So if you see a family-owned optical store or an independently owned optical store in your city or town, that's another option that all of you will have once you graduate. Now, graduation, understand, is one stepping stone in your journey to becoming a licensed optician in Massachusetts. The other areas that you need to be successful in order to get to your license is there are 3 national certifications. One of them, which also serves as your state licensing exam. There's a national certification exam called the American Board of Opticianry, and that is your national certification in ophthalmic spectacle design, basically prescription eyeglasses. There is a national certification called the National Contact Lens Examiners, and that is your national certification in contact lens design. The national certification in ophthalmic practical is called the American Board of Opticianry Practical Exam. And that's basically instrumentation, use of ophthalmic instrumentation. That exam is recognized by Massachusetts and 13 other states as their state exam. And those are the 4 steps to becoming a licensed optician in Massachusetts. So those 4 steps, again, are the ABO, which is your spectacle exam, national certification, much like an SAT. The NCLE, which is your national contact lens certification exam, and that's a SAT kind of exam on contact lenses. The American Board of Opticianry practical exam, again, that's that state exam. It's a virtual simulation of instrumentation, and your diploma. And when you have those 4 pieces of paper, certificates, along with $60, you send that application into the state and you can become licensed. We have had some students who have in their 2-year career, actually by the day that they graduated, had completed all 4 of those steps. So the last step that this particular student needed to complete was actually walking across the stage and getting her diploma. So it's possible. Our curriculum prepares you for, and we develop for each one of you an individual timetable when you would be ready to take those exams based upon your completion of a certain portion of our curriculum, so that within 6 months of graduation, I would say the majority of the students have all 4 of those criteria completed and are therefore licensed by that time frame. Again, it's possible to get it all done by the time you graduate, and most students get it done within 6 months after they graduate. So if you're starting in January, your graduation date would be May 2023, in which that means that your license opportunity, if you had finished all 4 of those steps, would be somewhere usually between May 2023 and September 2023. That's not too far from now when you think about it, if you're starting in January. Any questions? Come on, somebody's gonna have to have a question.
You can unmute yourself and ask question.
Okay, I think I have one.
Sure.
Since we have the COVID-19 going on, do you offer any online classes?
Oh, great. Thank you. That's Chabel. Is that you asking?
Yes. That's
You know,
yeah.
one thing I should mention to you all is I graduated in 1980. I loved Opticianry, and I worked for the first 6 years after graduation in a hospital, taking care of patients after they had post-eye surgery. And I love that opportunity when, of all things, I started to notice that I had difficulty seeing at night. And it wasn't ordinary. So I had it checked out. And one of those ironies in life, here I am, an eye care professional, and I ended up having this disease that leads to blindness. And that was at the age of 26 when I learned this. So I had already graduated from opticianry school, had my dream job, was really excited to work with patients and look into their eyes. And I was really, I realized at the age of 26 that I was losing my vision. So the reason I'm wearing these glasses is because I'm extra light sensitive. I have very little vision left. I rely upon recognition of your voices to know your names, and I can't really see your faces. So in case you were wondering, I am a blind optician. That's kind of living oxymoron. But I was very, very fortunate that my disease was very slow in progressing. When I learned about it at the age of 26, I did learn that unfortunately retinitis pigmentosa, which is the name of the disease, is even to this day incurable. So my doctor had told me that by the time I was 56, 30 years from my diagnosis, that I probably wouldn't have much useful vision left. And he was pretty right. I am now 63, and I lost most of my vision at age 58. So all I have left is kind of light perception. So anyway, in case you were wondering, I thought I should have tell you that right up front. So Chabel, you asked me a question about COVID. So right now, we are operating as a hybrid program. There's a couple things we did to help make the students safe. And one is to, yes, limit the number of amount of time that you would spend in the building together. So your lab classes are all on campus and they're very safe. So we have COVID protocol in the building, wearing a mask all the time, doing your best to social distance while you're in class, and keep the doors open, air moving around. And the opticianry students are on the 3rd floor in the building. And on the days that they're on campus, they're the only ones on that floor. In fact, I believe that on the days that they're on campus, which are usually Mondays and Fridays, that there's only 3 other majors on campus and they're all on different floors. So you never really cross paths unless by chance you walk into the lobby at the same time as other students, but you never really cross paths with other students outside of the major while you're in the building. That means that the answer to your question is that all lecture classes are online. We use a learning platform called Canvas, and it is excellent in being able to help the students keep track of their assignments and to communicate with their professors. Any of the online classes are recorded so that if there's anything that you missed during the virtual class, that you can watch it again. All of our lectures online are taught synchronously. What that means is that you will be in your virtual classroom with your teacher teaching at the same time and with your classmates. So in our department, we do not teach asynchronously, which means that we lecture without anybody in the room, and then you watch the lecture on your own and do the assignments. We really want to engage with the students as much as we can in a virtual safe setting. The other thing that we did, Chabelle, to make that a little bit easier is because we know it's difficult to take so many online classes at the same time, is that our schedule is a 7-week semester, well, 7-week quarterly system rather than a 14-week long semester. So it's a little bit different than other programs at the college. And the reason we did this is that, so during the course of a 14-week semester, you would be usually taking anywhere from 5 to 6 courses. And when you're taking that many courses, let's say 4 of them online at the same time and the other 2 on campus, it can get pretty confusing which classes are which. And so what we did is we chose to have all of the opticianry classes be 7 weeks long. And that way we double up on the hours per week for a individual class, but you're only taking 2, no more than 3 optical classes at a time. So instead of taking 5 optical classes at a time, you're only taking 2 or 3 and can really focus on that material. A lot of times, because of your work schedule, many of our students work while they're in school, and we encourage that. We have a special agreement with the licensing board. It's called a Cooperative Education Plan Agreement. It's called a CEPA, CEPA. And this is a special agreement we have with the licensing board that allows Ben Franklin students to have a part-time job and have all the rights and privileges of an apprentice optician, which means that you work under the direct supervision of a licensed optician. But you're able to work with patients, take measurements, adjust frames, design glasses, and fit contact lenses. You can do all those things while you're a student at Ben Franklin with that agreement. Since we encourage our students to be able to have the opportunity to have a part-time job while they're at school, because I truly believe that if you can immediately take what you learn in the classroom and apply it in a clinical situation, that really enhances your comprehension of the material and your self-confidence in being a great optician. So we organize the classes so that they meet. It's a little bit lengthy. Instead of meeting twice a week for 3 hours, the class meets once a week for 6 hours, all virtual. There are plenty of breaks. There's a dinner break usually, and our classes are usually toward the mid or late afternoon into the early evening. So that gives you a large block of time from usually 8 o'clock in the morning to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that if you're not enrolled in English and math classes that day, all of the optical classes usually begin at 3 o'clock or later if they are virtual. We specifically schedule them that way so that you could have at least 1 or 2 days off a week to either study or work. And if you can have 1 or 2 days off a week to do that, plus Saturday and Sunday, now that's 4 days possibly of the week that you can work. So those are the 2 changes we made to our scheduling. when the pandemic hit in March 2020. And we've kept the same strategy till now. Great question. Thank you for asking. Any other questions I can help you with? Jenny, do you want to talk about your experiences in the program and what it was like with your teachers and some of the support that you were offered as a student through not only student advising, but other departments in the college?
Okay. Hi, everyone. Like I said at the beginning, I was a student. I did the accelerated program, and lucky for you, you don't have the heavy load that I had. I had 7 classes in 3 days, but it was really fun being at the school for 3 days. And then like Professor Wong said, even before COVID, on the 3rd floor, it felt like it's just us Opticianry students there. It's a family affair there. We were not that many students in the program. So we really got to know each other. We got to know our teachers. The teachers got to know us also. And they were always available for us with any questions, any support that we needed. Even us students, we were always available for each other. One thing that I would recommend is once you, as you know, because most of you are working in the industry, it's a small community. So the person sitting next to you might be your next supervisor, might be your next business partner, who knows? So create, be engaged. I know you're gonna have lecture classes online, but online too, we had to switch online when COVID started. And then we still had fun. The chat was going on all the time. What was missing is, grabbing someone's shoes because they would move the shoes in class, but we still had fun. And the teachers, they were still available. They did their best to help us. I know you might like, how did you do your lab on Zoom? Well, we did, our teachers, and it wasn't just a recording, just go home and watch. No, we had a live lab, just that we were not in the room. They mailed us the material. So while the teacher was talking, we were able to touch, to do exactly what we were supposed to be doing in the lab part. In terms of the support outside I would say the department, the classroom, from the teachers, the chair and everything, I would say the school, when you're at BFIT, you're not a number. You're not just a person, you're someone with a name. Most people on campus, they know your name because it's a small school. We're like, what, 600 men? So we're not a lot. So you will feel welcome, you will feel at home, you will feel at ease when you step into BFIT. Okay, I can guarantee you that. And then we have the success team. Unfortunately tonight, your success coach is not here. Her name is Sally Heckle. Sally is the person who will email you. She'll have a phone call with you. She'll have Zoom with you. And then she will help you with your registration, how to use Canvas. And once you're done with that, any problem that you have, whether is, you wake up and then you don't feel like coming to class, you feel overwhelming, you want to drop off the program, well, guess what? Just reach out to Sally. Sally will help you. If you have difficulty studying because you can't memorize or you don't have the time, reach out to Sally. Sally will sit down with you and study with you, believe it or not. Sally will do that with you because she's been doing that with students. And that's how a lot of us, we were able to manage it. When we were lost, we would just go to Sally. We didn't, if we felt like, we bothered our teachers enough, which is not acceptable to them. They don't want us to say that because they always ready for us. They're always there. Doesn't matter the time. And even the teachers, they don't, at other schools, you have to call their office line, email them. Our teachers, we have access to their cell phone numbers. We call them, we text them. So this is to show you how it's a family affair when you are at BFIT, especially in the Opticianry program. What else should I add, Professor Wong?
Well,
Oh,
I'm glad you brought up Sally Hecko. Many of you may have already met Sally. And Sally, besides being the success student advisor to the Opticianry department, she is the director of learning specialty. So, so it's just so amazing that the director of learning specialties at the college is as our designated student advisor. And I have a meeting with Sally every Thursday morning. We had one today from 10 to 11. And we discuss students who may just need a phone call because maybe they were absent this week, or I noticed that they didn't do their quiz this week, or they had mentioned that they really weren't feeling well. And we're such a small, close-knit group in the opticianry department that we really care about you. And the college supports you certainly from our faculty, which I'm very proud of, by the way. We're all professionally engaged in the future advancement of the profession. One of our lab teachers in the second year, Kevin Silva, is the current president of the Opticians Association of Massachusetts. George Bork is immediate past president, and he's on the board of directors for the Opticians Association of America. I am the executive director for the Opticians Association of Massachusetts, and I'm on the board of directors to the ABO in CLE. So our faculty are not just in the classroom. Our faculty, you can be very proud of, are really the driving force in many cases for opticianry in this state and also nationally. And you'll learn that soon enough because you'll be invited to attend. If not, in February is too early because you guys are just starting in January. Perhaps you'll be ready to attend the National Leadership Conference in February 2023. The National Leadership Conference is in February 2022, is in Orlando. And currently, Jenny, I have 4 students from the current class who have already submitted their application for a potential national travel grant. But most of your faculty attend this conference and are speakers at the National Leadership Conference. And Jenny is a recipient of a travel grant to that event. And she can tell you that what our program does for not just your education, but for your whole professional outlook and the building of your network within the profession just really makes you that much more engaged with the profession. I think I'm really pleased and most proud of that the Ben Franklin experience in the program as a student is not just for the degree, but it's really preparing you for engagement in your profession as a future leader. Jenny serves as an associate director on the board of directors to the Opticians Association of Massachusetts. And we just had a meeting last week, and there were 8 out of 20 members of the board who are BFIT graduates. And soon enough, they will be moving up into the chairs, into leadership positions. And I'm really proud of that aspect of the program for you.
Can I piggyback, Professor Wong? I
Sure.
also wanna add that I'm also a member of the Opticianry Association of America. And what I do there, I'm just not a member, I am a founding member of the diversity committee group. So we are working on trying to make our industry diverse. So I didn't wake up saying, oh, that's what I'm gonna do. But so
Yeah.
if I can do it, you guys can do it too. When you come to school, it's not just, oh, just come to school, get a degree and go home. The teachers are really paying attention to you. The teachers are there to assist you, to help you. It's not just make sure that you learn the material, take the test and pass, but like Professor Wong said, they want you to succeed in life professionally. And even outside of the professional realm, they want you to be successful, because look at me, I am, deciding on how to make sure our industry is diverse. I was just a student, and then, but you get engaged, our teachers, they listen to you, they want your voice, because without our voices, there's no industry, right? So when you come to BFIT, please be engaged, don't be shy. It's the future of opticianry is you guys coming on board.
And Jenny, you were never just a student, just so that you know. And none of our students are just a student in any of our faculty eyes, any of BFIT. The other things I love about BFIT is we do have people like Sally who are totally dedicated to your success in everything other than academics, although she will help you academically, of course, as well. We have a director of wellness, that's Emily. Serge is our director of career services. The financial office, the registrar's office, admissions, who you've already met, student engagement, Jackie Cornog, Brett Wellman. There's so many different departments at Ben Franklin that are there to help you outside of the classroom. It's just really amazing that when I think about the many different ways that the college helps students. So we have, you can help me with this, Jenny, but we have kind of a professional wardrobe area in the college where students who, if they need some professional clothing when they go on job interviews and things, we'll teach you how a job interview is conducted and what to expect and how to present yourself professionally, responsibly. And there's all sorts of assistance in other areas of your life, personal and professional development within the college. It's not just coming to class, as Jenny said.
I want to also add that coming to class also, we have a dress code for the opticianry department. You don't come to class wearing your sneakers, your short, your sleeveless shirt. No, we're not asking you to dress, extra professionally, but there's a way to present yourself so you can be, you can develop the habit of working in the field, because it is a field providing customer service. So you working closely with the patient. Remember, you're touching their face, their hair, so you have a close contact. And because of that, there's a way to present yourself. So the school also help with that. You will, I'm not saying you will be 100% graded on that, but the teachers will remind you, hey, the dress code, you didn't follow it today. And then it's not to bother you, it's not anything, it's just to make you have the habit of getting in the dress mood. So when you go to work, you are really a professional representing your industry. Another thing that the department does is, it's not just the department, it's the entire BFIT that does that. We bring employers on campus for you. Every week, we have, like, if it's the director of Warby Parker, he will come on campus, talk to you. You have access to him. ask him questions, answer question. The human resources is there. They will take your application. They will interview you. If it's possible to get hired on the spot, that will happen. If it's not,
Yeah.
then there will be a follow-up. You know, you do go and interview, and they come, they tell you, they present about the company, they tell you what the expectation is. And then it's not, you don't find that at every school, right? I've attended 2 schools before attending BFIT. I didn't have that. At some point, you will have a career fair, you know, all the employers will come in one room and everybody's going around talking to them. But at BFIT, they come to your class, talk to you, and they give you your card, just like going to the professional development in Florida. You would have access to all of them, all the companies you are selling glasses for, you know, you will have access to all of them. And then they're not gonna, when I attended, I was surprised because I thought it was gonna be, you know, something very serious, very professional. And when I got there, oh, hi, because we have name tag. Oh, hi, Jenny, how are you? My name is so-and-so, I'm the president of this company. We're like, whoa, okay. But it's a family affair, the industry is. And then it's really great that BFIT operates like that. You're gonna be successful, guys, trust me on that. But all you have to do is do your part. We cannot be the only one doing things. You also have to do your 50%, so I can do my 50%, so we can be successful, right?
And we are a college that takes attendance. So, and I know that may sound strange for those of you who may have had previous college experience in, most colleges don't take attendance. Why do we take attendance? Because we know for a fact that those who attend 80% of the time make it all the way to graduation, especially in a virtual environment. If you miss class, you're missing a lot, especially in the 7-week system. If you miss one day of class, you're actually missing 2 classes, because don't forget, our classes are usually 6 hours long. So that means that if you're out for the whole day, you're missing 2 classes, not just one. And because it's a 7-week class, you don't have as much time to catch up on that work as if it were a 14-week class. So you're missing twice the material and have 50% less time to catch up. So it's really important in the pandemic strategy of our schedule, our weekly schedule, that you do your best to attend. Now, I understand that there are students who say, hey, Professor Wong, I have a doctor's appointment, but I can attend the first 3 hours and then I'm not going to be available the second 3. Just let me know. If you know you're going to miss the whole day because you're not feeling well, just text me and let me know. Let your professors know. All of our virtual lectures are recorded. So our students love the fact that if they miss a class or if they stepped away for a half hour during class, that they can go to the recording, listen to it, and catch up. So we have that in place. With the Canvas, we have weekly quizzes and assignments right in there. You can do them at your own leisure during the week. So we're not doing those inside of classroom time. So classroom time is very concentrated to going over the material. And I really like the virtual online approach. It's made my teaching much more efficient, and the students are able to go over the material at their own pace once the class has been conducted. And I have numerous exercises that allow the students to redo the exercises as many times as they want, even the quizzes. You can take those as many times as you want, and each time you get a higher grade, it replaces the lower grade from the previous attempt. So that, we're all about learning mastering the material and not so much the grade. So if you can prove to us that you've mastered the material, not on the first time, not on the second time, not even on the third time, maybe it takes you 5 times before you master the material on a particular quiz. Thumbs up, you mastered the material. That's what I care most about. So I allow my students to go into the quizzes during the course of the semester and take them over and over again. And as they're doing it, you know what that does? It helps them to master the material. It's a cool way of studying because they're studying the most important aspects of the concepts that we're teaching. And by the time a final exam comes around, you don't have to cram for the final exam because you've been doing the quizzes over and over again all course long. So the virtual approach, because of our Canvas learning platform, has really proved to be even more engaging for the students than pre-pandemic of being in the classroom live. So I do miss the in-person.
That's what I was gonna say, because in person, wow.
Yeah, I do miss that. Just the energy inside the room, but there's a way to create energy even in a virtual classroom.
Any questions?
The last thing I personally would like to add, I already said it, but please, once you start class, don't be strangers to each other. Don't be strangers to the teachers. Don't be afraid of anyone. Whatever the problem, if you wake up, you don't feel like going to school, guess what? You're having a bad day, a bad week. Emma in the health department, she's there. She's a licensed social worker. She's there for you. If you wake up, you lost your job, anything, talk to Emma. If you don't know Emma, you can go to Sally or even to your teacher. You go to your teacher, they will tell you, okay, let's go to Emma, and Emma will take care of you. And I'm talking from experience. I benefited from the service of Emma at all levels. So trust me, when you're at BFIT, you're not just a student. You are somebody and you are a family.
And I'm glad you're all here.
Yes.
Let's see whether anybody has questions. I want to add, Sally Hacker will be your success coach and advisor. And so she is waiting for you to be ready to register. Your name will show on her portal, and then she will contact you to register you. Right now, I think you're waiting to finalize your financial aid package, or you need to submit the full immunization record, including your COVID vaccine cards. And then you'll be ready for Sally to talk to you and register you. Go through the registration. We call it onboarding process.
Man, can you type something into the chat for me?
Yep.
So my cell phone number, if anybody wants to give me a call, is 508
508. Yep.
530
Yep.
1315.
315.
And because of my visual impairment, it's actually easier and faster to reach me by cell phone, by either leaving me a voice message if I'm not able to pick up, or texting. I don't usually get to my emails till late at night. So if you need to get a more immediate response, please feel free to use my cell phone number.
Okay. I'm going to put our admissions email. Both Jenny and I have access to our admissions email, so feel free to email us.
Jenny, when you said that everybody has my cell phone number, I had to live up to that. So I just want to say that even in a virtual setting, if you're concerned about it. The students do bond, as Jenny said, and they have formed study sessions amongst themselves to prepare for their national board exams. So I have a study group Thursday night. Oh, that's tonight, 8:30. 8:30 to 9:30. We meet every Thursday night. And then there's a group that meets Sunday, 6 to 7. And they call me into their study group. They let me know, hey, Professor Wong, this is the week that we'd like you to join because we've accumulated a group of questions that we're not quite sure of and we could use your assistance with. So they meet regularly and they organize this all on their own. And I said, hey, if you need me to be there at every single one of your study groups, I'll be there. Otherwise, if you want to study on your own, and I know sometimes they like to do homework assignments together because as a department, we encourage collaborative learning. So on most of our assignments, you know, you're welcome to work collaboratively. You know, so if you need the assistance of a professor in any of these self-organized study groups, just let me know. And many of the students have asked me to start my Zoom class an hour earlier, just so that the students can come into the Zoom and kind of chat about the assignments of the week and kind of do some work together before the class actually gets started. Each of my classes has an in-class study guide on Canvas. And what you do is you either download it, print it out, or you bring it up on your computer during class. We go through the in-class study guide together. So a lot of the students like to go over the in-class study guide before we actually start class to kind of see how much they think they know before we actually go over it. And that's pretty cool to see them do that. So there's all sorts of opportunities, even in a virtual environment, to really bond together as a class. And then you do get together on campus for the labs, and that's where the real fun begins. And you get to put together, you know, live faces with what you've seen on the screen. And,
Professor Wong, you know what also is fun is we have our groups, you know, either on WhatsApp or regular messenger, and you'll be watching TV, you see someone with a pair of glasses, you're like, what? You take the picture, you send it to the group, and everybody start talking. That's learning, you know. Or
yeah.
Right now that they are working in the field, you'll see a question, how do you do this? How do you do that? I don't remember. Come on. And everybody's talking. So it's great, guys. It's a great thing.
And Jenny, even with your classmates who graduated 2 years ago, you're still very close. You talk all the time.
Yes.
You see them at meetings. So
we're preparing a gathering now.
All right.
For Friends Christmas.
Excellent.
Good.